we decided to meet up with 4 seniors to run a little test. Here's what happened.
Can you say your name and your grade level?
My name is Justin Whittingham, and I am a senior.
I'm Lauren, and I'm in 12th grade. I'm Isabelle Dennis, and I'm a senior.
My name is Tatum Homer-Dibble, and I'm in 12th grade.
We gave each of them a shirt to try on.
This is problematic.
So, how does it fit? It's pretty big.
It's kind of baggy.
It's a bit tight.
Then, we let them in on our intentions.
So, this is how we are representing the school system. As you can see, it is not one size fits all. What are your thoughts on that?
So I think with the shirt not fitting everybody, you can see a correlation between clothing and then also the education system, because sometimes the education system doesn't do a great job at catering to individuals' needs.
For some people, it's really hard to adapt to different kinds of learning styles, and that makes people struggle.
Everyone has different strengths and weaknesses, and it's hard to find an education system that fits how everyone learns.
After hearing from the current seniors, it's clear that they agree that the current system doesn't benefit everyone the same way. So, we set out to uncover just how problematic the current system is and what needs to be done to fix it. This is why the education system is not one size fits all. The word education comes from the Latin root educere, which means to lead out, or educare, which means to train or to mold. Surprised? That's probably because for many American public schools, this isn't what it means anymore.
For a school system that seemingly propels students forward, there are a plethora of flaws that affect the mental, emotional, and physical states of students.
America's education system has become so aligned with politics and economics that these days many students feel it's unfair.
There is a wide range of policies coming either from the federal government or the state government.
An example of these policies is the No Child Left Behind Act. The No Child Left Behind Act was introduced by President Johnson, later renamed by President Bush in 2001. But these policies have merely been a band-aid for a fractured bone.
The No Child Left Behind Act was implemented to help students struggling financially to get an education equal to their peers. However, in order for a program to work, it needs to be properly funded, which is often not the case in many states. This serious lack of funding led to cuts in elective departments such as arts and foreign languages, which are necessary for a well-rounded education.
We have to take into account that not everybody's going to end up in the same place. So if we developed a policy, we need to develop a policy that gives students and their parents freedom and flexibility to choose the path that's right for them.
The increasing focus on test scores put increasing pressure on the students and led to the idea of teaching to the test. This is unfair for some students because it limited opportunities for those who don't excel in areas other than the core classes or have test anxiety. And these standardized tests are a whole other issue. As time has gone on, the school system has become more and more standardized, and this is evident through the mandatory tests that students have to sit through every single year. The SAT and the ACT are some of the most vital tests for high school students, as they are often used as a performance measure to determine readiness for college. While need for quantifiable data is indisputable, these tests are in no way fair or equally accessible.
I would say standardized tests for some kids are very good, although for kids that are more on the creative side, I feel that they can kind of discourage them.
Because a lot of my students, they perform really well, even in AP classes, and then when it comes to the test, they've got test anxiety and don't perform well.
There are a number of hoops to jump through in order to get the system to benefit a student.
First, you have to prepare. There are a number of ways to do so, but between books and private tutors and prep classes, the money spent really adds up. Then, there's the cost of the actual tests, which averages at around $50 per test. Luckily for some students, some schools around the country pay for these tests, but not all have this luxury, making it that much harder for those who don't. So you got a good score on the test, but now you have to send the scores to colleges. On the SAT, you are provided with 4 free score sends per test, which you fill out in the testing room before you take it. However, for students who don't have the slightest idea as to where they'll be applying to, these are practically useless. After you receive your score, score sends cost around $12 to $15 per score.
Of course, investing in your education is not a bad idea. But when companies like the College Board control the standardized testing monopoly, it's hard to feel as if you have any choice. Some students can't afford the test prep and don't have the luxury to take the test multiple times, leading to a shocking disparity in scores between students. The No Child Left Behind Act isn't the only failed policy that have run public schools through the ringer. So you probably have heard about this thing called the class size amendment. But what really is it? The Class Size Amendment is an amendment passed in 2002 to limit core class sizes to allow the fostering of more individualized education within the state of Florida. Sounds awesome, right? Wrong. Well, sort of. What's wrong with the Class Size Amendment? Simple answer, not enough is being done to ensure it's followed. Loopholes are taken to allow more students in each class. Many schools don't have the funding to provide enough teachers or classrooms or resources to follow the Class Size Amendment. And sometimes, there simply aren't enough schools to support all the students in the districts. According to the Florida Department of Education, in the 2016 to 2017 school year, 1,332 classes were over capacity.
So actually, is a good solution. However, we don't have enough qualified teachers. So basically, we have classes that they are over the limit right now at this point.
493.92 teachers were needed to cover the extra students in total. In short, what this amendment is lacking is accountability. Schools need to be checked up on to make sure that they're following this amendment and its provisions. At this point, we've talked a lot about why the school system is struggling, but it's not all bad. Many schools across the nation have implemented a free or reduced lunch program, providing lunch or hot meals to students who can't afford to buy a lunch every day.
Students under this program can also get testing vouchers for the SAT or the ACT.
Another step in the right direction that many schools have taken have been programs that encourage and foster the development of individual skills and talents. These are similar to programs that have been implemented in Finland's school system, and Finland has one of the best school systems in the world.
Finnish schools celebrate the individual skills and talents of students, rather than pitting them against each other in a bloodbath for community service hours and high grades.
This emphasis on cooperation rather than competition served Finnish students well as they choose between going to trade school or a traditional university route.
I feel that we are pushing like every kid to go to college, but some kids aren't, on that track. They don't want to go, or maybe they're just not best suited for that way.
Well, we're talking about one size fits all. In a sense, it's good because we're striving for students to get the same level of education. The problem is that one size fits all doesn't fit all the students.
No matter where students end up, they all deserve an equal education.
In closing, school exists to lead students to success, so now is the time to make sure that everyone reaps the same benefits.